I adore my cast. I think one of my very favorite things about being a director is working with actors because of that very thing. Like, the thing I've always wanted is that sense that any one character you see on screen, you could follow them and they'd have their own movie. I always love that when I feel that in a movie, and you need great actors to give you that. So, I mean, everyone from, obviously, Queen Meril to I mean, Chris Cooper is extraordinary. I mean, Jane Houdyshell, who plays Hannah, is one of the best actresses in America. And I've always had her in my mind. I mean, one of the nice things about like going to theater and being in New York is that you just collect this list of actors you hope you get to work with, and then make them be in your movie. Yeah, so Louis, yes, well, in the book they described Professor Bear as being, they say he has not a single handsome feature on his face, and I was like, it's the movies, we're not doing that. I was like, no. Also, my feeling was always like, we don't love Jo March because she marries a German professor. That's not like the reason girls have looked to her. So I took some liberties. I also felt like I was allowed to take liberties because I feel like for the history of cinema, men have been putting glasses on hot women and saying that they're like awkward. And so I was like, I can do whatever I want. And then Meryl Streep, she is, I mean, she basically told me she was going to be in the movie, and that was a wonderful day. No, she was, we had a lunch, and she talked about how much the book had meant to her, and she, I mean, she's just, I mean, in addition to being one of the greatest actors that's ever been on screen, she's also just one of the smartest people I've ever talked to. She's so astoundingly intelligent about story and character and how to build a film. And so what I took from her in that meeting was not just her and the character she was going to play. It was also a new understanding of the film I was trying to make.
She has sat in that chair twice in the history of Real Pieces, and I can add that she's also extremely kind and generous. Yeah. She's not just brilliant as an actor and as in her understanding of narrative. And I love the way that she's essentially playing against type, because from the moment you see Aunt March, she is so imperious and exacting and judgmental. All of the things that Queen Meril is not. No,
no, she's none of those things. Although she does in a wonderful. I mean, it's not method at all, but she just has this wonderful, gentle way of when someone says something about when we were working and someone said something about Aunt March on set, or said like, or Aunt March is this way or that way, and she'd say, but she's right. And I was like, oh, you're a real advocate for your own character, which is, I don't know, it was sort of wonderful. But I mean, just one thing about her. Well, when she shows up on set, she's completely ready. She's in her full hair, makeup. I never see her look at sides, her lines. It's all in her head, and she sits for her own lighting. So she sits down and everyone lights around her. Like usually you can have a stand-in sit for your lighting. And it's the most wonderful thing. She's like, I mean, it makes everyone work so fast when sorry, now I'm choking. When Meril's sitting for her lighting, and it makes everyone else sit for their lighting, and it just, I mean, she just really is, she's all around a superstar.